What's up, guys? Welcome back, Raccoon MMA. Just figured I'd make a quick video. Recently they announced that Alexa Grasso would be defending her flyweight title against Valentina Shevchenko at UFC 306, Noche UFC at the Sphere. This is not a fight that I wanted. Very first video on my channel is me saying it shouldn't happen a year ago, but it's a good fight either way. Those two always put on bangers. But I think that the fact that this fight is happening has created some problems at flyweight that I think that should be dealt with. And so I'm just going to go through in this video quickly, kind of match make the division and deal with some of the problems it has. So let's talk about some of these problems. Obviously, this number one thing is the gridlock at the top. It's been basically, it will have been 2 years if Grasso beat Shevchenko and then defends her title in a reasonable time after that. It will have been 2 years since somebody other than them fought for the title. She beat Shevchenko in February of 2023. She defended the title against her in September of 2023. They both got injured. Well, Grasso was back pretty quick, but Shevchenko took a year off. They did tough, right? Blah, blah, blah. September 2024, they're going to fight again. Presumably, if Grasso wins, they're going to finish the series. But if Shevchenko wins, it's going to be a split series still, right? Because it's at one win for Grasso and one draw. And they'd have to do a fourth time. So this is why I'm just going to assume, for the sake of this video, for the sake of the division, and because across two fights, Grasso has just shown herself to be the better fighter, that she is going to win the next one. Obviously, if she doesn't, then that's very bad for the division and why they shouldn't have put this fight together in the first place. But assuming Grasso wins, this gridlock kind of goes away. We've basically had 2 years of stagnation in the division, which is not good, right? The other problem is because of this stagnation, we have a very crowded top five, right? You've got Shevchenko, you've got Erin Blanchfield, you've got Macy Barber, you've got Manon Fiorot, and you've got Rose Namajunas. Only one of those people is coming off of a loss, right? Blanchfield coming off of a loss to Manon Fiorot. Shevchenko coming off a draw to Alexa Grasso. That should have been a loss, but anyways. And the rest of them are coming off of wins. Good wins. Macy Barber arguably deserves a title shot. Rose Namajunas probably doesn't deserve a title shot in the sort of meritocratic sense, but I could see the UFC just giving her one. Obviously Manon Fiorot has won 3 title eliminators in a row, so she obviously deserves her shot. So we need to get the top 5 moving. We need to clarify the situation. We need to just get going in this division. But also, yeah, Rose Namajunas does ruin everything, right? She came into this division and got the brakes beat off of her by Manon Fiorot. Then she barely scraped by Amanda Ribas. And then she beat Tracy Cortez on like 2 weeks' notice at Elevation, but almost fumbled that one as well. She doesn't look good, but because she's Rose Namajunas and she looked good once, and some people still like her, and she was a champion, and she's got those wins over Jan Jacek and Wei Li and blah, 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 obviously the UFC is going to push her. So what we need to do with Rose Namajunas is she either needs to be fed to somebody good and lose and just get out of the title picture, or she needs to, actually stamp a shot at the title, because if she continues to exist as she does in this division, which is already like dangerously close to stagnating, she's going to be taking opportunities away from deserving women, and that's not good. So, we need to deal with Rose Namajunas. So let's start off here. Obviously, the title fight to make next after Grasso beat Shevchenko is Manon Fiorot. Manon Fiorot presents an interesting stylistic problem for Grasso in terms of, her range. Grasso's a small flyweight. Fiorot is a big flyweight. She's sort of physically strong. And she can kind of match Grasso in some of these areas, the clinch and the boxing and things. So an interesting stylistic matchup, a fun fight, gets the division moving. You can do this one in Spain maybe if Topuria still has a title, because, a Spanish speaker than a European, it would work. So that's the next title fight. That's pretty obvious. Grasso probably wins this, but Fial has a good shot, and if she can't do it, then nobody can. Good fight. Don't need to explain much. Let's move on. This is one of two options for a title eliminator. If Shevchenko loses, I don't know if she should be one away from a title shot. I think she should be two, just because she will have had two shots to beat Grasso and fail both of them. Well, I guess three shots technically. But you could also just do a one-way title eliminator where if Shevchenko wins, she has to fight someone else, and if Namajunas wins, she gets to fight Grasso. Or Fial again, I guess. But I think, first of all, this is a fight that people have wanted for a very long time. This is a fight that people talked about when Namajunas was champion. She was just never actually able to defend her belt in both of her championships. So she was never able to justify going up and fighting Shevchenko. But now that she's at Flyweight, potentially an interesting fight if Namajunas is, switched on, which she has yet to really be switched on at 125 pounds. But if she is, very fun kickboxing war between her and Shevchenko. 5-round fight. That'll be good. Or we rebook Maycee Barber versus Rose Namajunas. This is what you do if you want to get rid of Rose Namajunas definitively. I think Shevchenko does her in. I think Shevchenko knocks her out. But if you want to embarrass her and have her fade across 5 rounds and just kind of get dominated, you feed her to someone who's going to bully her like Maycee Barber, right? Obviously, this fight was booked. Maycee Barber is having immune system issues, so she had to pull out. But this is another fight that you could do. Either winner gets a title shot off of it. This is another kind of interesting matchup between, Rose has decent grappling. Barber has, a good clinch. They've both got their striking. It would be probably a fun fight. Again, if Namajunas does not turn on her magical ability to make fights suck. And again, a really fun fight, hopefully. Either one gets a title shot with a win. Barber gets to rematch Grasso, or, Barber versus Fial, another interesting fight, probably kind of a more sophisticated version of Erin Blanchfield with less jiu-jitsu versus this kind of fun range striker in Fial. It's all good, right? No matter who wins out of this little tournament we get here, we probably get fun and somewhat hype fights for the title. Next, so if Barber does not fight Namajunas again, then just put her against Blanchfield. This could be a title shot for her if she wins. Wouldn't be for Blanchfield. Obviously, she's coming off of a pretty dominating loss to Manal Fial. But if Barber is not going to fight Erin Blanchfield, then have Erin Blanchfield do what the UFC is pushing fighters in the top 5 who lose to do now, and take a surging contender, right? And that would be Jasmine Jasudavicius, which is a fun fight, right? Jasudavicius has decent smudge grappling. She's kind of a pressure fighter. She's got solid striking, and she's fun. She's fun to watch. She, kind of bullies her opponents. She yells at the crowd. She's got a mean streak. And she probably only, just in terms of her age, has one shot, one run at the title. So I think that the UFC should, just in terms of, again, injecting new life into this division, give her a high-ranked opponent. Don't make her just work her way up the ladder so that she's 37 by the time that she gets a title shot, and then she's obviously not going to win. So have Erin Blanchfield do a service to the division, fight Jasudavicius. If she loses, she's still probably in the top 5, or she's close to it. She can fight her way back up. She's young. Or you have now Jasudavicius in the top 5. She could get a title shot off of it, or she could get a title eliminator off of it. In the same way, whatever, like Dustin Poirier, Benoit Saint-Denis, right? Good shot for Jasudavicius, but also a very legitimating win for Blanchfield to take on a surging contender and beat her potentially, prove that she's got it, prove that she deserves to be in the top 5, and then fight someone else in a title eliminator. Also, so Jasmine Jasudavicius was supposed to fight Viviane Araújo. Araújo pulled out. That's not great. So instead of fighting somebody lower down the top 15, I think that she should also have to do a service to the division and fight an exciting unranked fighter, which would be in this case Veronica Hardy. She carries that Hardy name. She is a really sort of physically powerful fighter. She's on a career resurgence. Fun personality, good fighter, capable of beating Araujo, capable of losing to Araujo. Um, both fighters are pretty tough. So, yeah, I think that this could be a really fun fight as well. And Araujo can do a sort of service to the division, just as I'm saying Blanchfield should. Fight an up-and-coming unranked fighter, put somebody new in the top 15, a name that people kind of know, see what happens. Or solidify Araujo's place. And finally, this is probably just a fantasy that's never going to happen, but people have been talking about a women's BMF fight. If there's any two people who deserve to fight for a BMF title who happen to be women, it's Jessica Andrade and it's Joanna Jędrzejczyk. I know that they fought once at 115 pounds. Jędrzejczyk dominated Andrade. Great fight. Jędrzejczyk's my favorite fighter for a reason. Really fun fight. Dominated her for 5 rounds to defend her title. But Andrade has been active and Jędrzejczyk has been retired. So, fun fight. Andrade is still ranked 6th at 125 pounds. So, and she's fighting her next fight at 125. If she wins it, she can fight with the BMF title against Joanna. Winner could get a title shot if, things work out right. Or you just have this kind of fun fight to bring a bit of a spotlight to 125 pounds. And it's just a good fight either way. This one is not something that's seriously suggesting because, Joanna is retired. She basically said she would only come back for a BMF fight. But it could happen, right? And if they ever think about a BMF, I don't know who else would fight for it. Mackenzie Dern, maybe, but she already lost to Andrade. It's got, Andrade would have to be one of the fighters. And then she's basically fought everybody, right? So if you're going to do a rematch, who better to do the rematch with than Joanna Champion? But that's about everything, guys. Short little video there. Just to think, how do we keep this division going? How do we keep it alive in the midst of the UFC's absolutely idiotic matchmaking at the top, giving Shevchenko infinite opportunities to beat Grasso when she's already proven that she cannot. But thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, do hit the like button. If you dislike the video, hit the dislike button because it gives me engagement anyways. Comment, subscribe, you know the deal. I'll be having a video about UFC 305 coming out pretty soon. And thank you again for watching. Have a good day, guys.